and voice. So, starting off with the first question, who is UgoBoy?
Let's see, UgoBoy. He's a visionary, pioneer, a lover of music and sweet vibrations. You know, from a young age, UgoBoy just always playing the drums, always playing music, you know, always running wild and doing whatever came to mind. So like that was just the name that the women that I grew up around gave me when I was younger. UgoBoy. So UgoBoy is life.
We know you as someone else before, but when did you become him? When did you become UgoBoy?
Yeah, so I used to rap. I still rap, but that used to be more of my focus. And when I was doing that, I used to go by the name Don Cruzio. Don Cruzio went on vacation in like 2018. He hasn't been back since. So at that point, like going into 2019, that's where I was like, okay, rebranding, changing everything, like, you know, full focus on Afro. We dropped the first single, Money. That was the first single. That was the first time I actually went to Lagos back in like 2019. So,
are we ever gonna get a chance to see Don Cruzio again?
By himself, maybe, not likely, but he's very much so alive and active, and a lot of UgoBoy's like flows and deliveries if you listen close. You know? So he's still there. Don Cruzio's still very much, you know, in the conversation.
Going into your last project, what does Passion Pallava mean to you?
Passion Pallava was my experience in Lagos, where everybody has to hustle. Everybody has to like get from point A to point B, and there's a means to making it happen. And if there's a day that you don't experience some sort of wahala, some sort of palava, like, you'll be due for a double up the next day. So it's like, those are just two things that were just consistent in my experience, you know, in Lagos. But all in all, there was stuff that I was going through personally in cohesion with these things that I'm experiencing firsthand. So there's a lot of love records to an extent, you know, in Passion Pallava, but I didn't want to make it where it's just like direct love song, like we're hitting different angles of it, like where we hit the approach, we hit where it was sweet, we hit where it was sour, and we hit where, you know, somewhere with all that, you know, beautiful imperfections, we still come back together.
So the whole album was created in Lagos?
Yeah, I don't think.
And what is the difference between making music back home versus doing it here?
It may be different for everybody, but for me at least, you know, before going back to record in Lagos, the sessions, the way it would be set up is like, okay, you call one of these two producers, they said they have a window of time, and we get right to work. Regardless what the vibe is like, we get right to work, and what you come up with is what you come up with. You know, sometimes we can get 3 songs done in like 5 hours, or something quick, you know. Do we use every single song? No. But we got a lot done. Whereas like in Lagos, it's like, at least with the producer I was working with, it's really vibes. If the energy's not there, if the mood is not there, we're not forcing it, we're not gonna have this session tonight. We'll start in the morning. And it used to frustrate me because I'm like, God, I don't get time. I don't have time for us to just be like sitting around, like, you know. So, but whenever we did, we just wake up early, 6 in the morning, and we just get right to it. And it was just like, it was sharp, you know. We only recorded 9 songs, and I used 6 of them. So I guess it worked. I guess it was making sense, but like it was just like, even with that in itself, it was a different type of like fire, you know, because it's almost like boot camp, where it's like we get woken up at like 5, 6 in the morning, maybe 7, and we just get right to recording. You haven't even brushed your teeth, so you haven't even relieved yourself for the first time, so you even start the day. You just wake up to hearing like, I want Jay, like, you know. So it was a different type of recording process. I enjoyed it. It made me hungrier. So, you know, shout out to Zachy and Downey. you know, those guys, we made it happen.
Did you always know you wanted to do Afrobeats music?
No, actually. Growing up as Nigeria's favorite Yankee, I listened to everything, right? We listened to a lot of rap music, even some reggae, some pop, but like the idea of wanting to be a star, a pop star, it was Michael Jackson, it was, you know, like 50 Cent, that was a big star to me, you know what I mean? People like that, the way that they could walk into a room and they don't have to say too much. It's just like people just gravitate towards them. So I liked a lot of different music, but I wasn't always listening to African music. In fact, I would change the channel on the radio whenever it come on. So I'm like, Dad, can we play 50 Cent? Like, please, I beg. Like, it wasn't until like 2017. 2018, whatever year it was, because like I was still aware of everything going up, leading up to that moment. But for me, it was just trap music, it was rap music. I would listen to reggae, to like pull in different type of, but I wasn't doing Afro beats like that. It wasn't until like I heard Iskaba by One Day Cold, DJ Tunes, So Me So. It was really One Day Cold that like I was like, This is what Afrobeats. This is what it is now. Like, I like this, you know. So there was a few different artists at that time that like persuaded me. I would say it was One Day Cole, Wizkid, Olamide. Those guys. I was like, when I heard certain songs by them, I was like, okay, I can rock with this. I like this. It's making sense.
How much time was dedicated to the whole entire project?
Well, funny, it was an interesting sequence of time because we recorded everything within 3 months, but the process of now packaging it and getting it back, and sometimes the business could be kind of interesting in Nigeria, doing it from Yankee, because like trying to keep up with people and following up is a lot, you know. It's probably best that you just like, when you finish everything, you just collect it and go, so you don't have to do chase. I would say the recording process was 3 months, the mixing process maybe a month, 2 months. And so yeah, we started recording in October. Obviously, we released the project in June, so you know there was a little bit of time in between. You know, we dropped the single one night, and we were pushing that for some time. As we got closer through the spring into the summer, I'm like, I think it's time to give them the whole body.
So let's get into each song, starting off with One Night. What was the concept behind this music video?
One Night. So growing up, I love watching music videos. Like, that's the music channel, Rap City, 106 and Park. So I just always wanted to do storytelling music videos, you know. So in this one, I was working for my old guy, right? He sent me on this mission to go get his watch. But the lady that he sent me with, you know, had put me on a game that he was trying to set me up. It wasn't all sweet intentions. So when I found the watch, I kept it because this life is not promised. Could have just taken my life just for this watch. So I gotta go and enjoy it. So we were out, you know, club vibing, you know, surrounding myself with only the prettiest, you know. But he wasn't happy. He was trying to find me. He couldn't find me. But like, you know, that's life. It's just sometimes you have to make choices that, even though it may not be the best one, as long as there's justified the needs, you know, it makes sense, and you just have to be able to live with it. So,
moving on to the next song, Whoa. What do the lyrics behind this song mean to you?
Whoa. So, like I said, we talk about different phases of love in this project, or lack thereof. And I was, man, this one babe, she had me deep in my bag. You don't even get like deep. And I have to have some way of rationalizing my gangster. I have to, you know, it has to make sense, because if I'm just outside, people will be like, say, this gotta be a shower. And it's not like that. Me, I know my worth. Similar to like last, it's just like sometimes those things aren't appreciated. So it was just like, guy, whichever way it will be, like, if I date with this babe, if I don't date with this babe, like, I'll be alright. But, you know, it was, I feel like we all could relate to being in that space in love where it's like, this person that I'm with, that, you know, I want them to act right. They're not really seeing my worth, but they cannot blame me for now how I am reacting. You know, so it's a little toxic, but, you know, it's justified, you know, so it's cool. They have to live with it now.
Third one on the album is called Palm Wine.
Yeah.
What was this one inspired by?
Yeah, so Christmas time, 2021, I personally wanted to be back in the East. I was in Lagos, I couldn't find time to go back to Imo State. So as I'm creating these songs, I wanted something that, you know, kind of reminded me of how we do things east of the river. So I wanted more like highlight vibes. You know, I wanted it to be a little bit slower of a groove than I usually do. So like even Palm Wine, that's like, I won't say they drink it much in Lagos, but in the East, like growing up, when I spent time in Rock, it was just like, that was just the way people just drink wine or beer or whatever, drink palm wine. That was something I would drink with my uncles and my grandfather. So, and looking for love to be as sweet as palm wine, that's like, in this song, that's what we were trying to like, it's like I'm opening myself up to the world, like, anybody that go date with me, I go date with them, but I just want something like packaged where like, let me have something packaged, like, you know, nice and sweet. I'll hold on tight, don't worry, I won't, like, that was just the, you know, the gist with palm wine, so, but, you know, there's a part in there, oh yeah, kele, ugo, kele, yeah, basically like, anybody that shows me love, you know, I'll show it back, you know, so that's just the space that we were in when I was creating that song. So.
And what was that lyric inspired by?
A legend from Imo State, Sonny Bobo. So shout out to him. He was actually one of the few artists growing up that I did enjoy listening. Like there was exceptions, like with Sonny Bobo, there was the Oriental Brothers, like also Devin. Those three, okay, we could do that, but everything, sometimes I'm like, like, can we just play the radio? But shout out Sonny Bobo. Yeah.
Next we have Bamisoro. What was the process behind collaborating with another artist on this song? This is your only feature.
Yeah, so shout out to Leah. It's crazy what personal connections can do, what type of doors they can open up. Through my relationship with the producer and, you know, my promo manager, I was, you know, just 1 degree of separation away from her, but we weren't together in the same space when we did the song. It was kind of like, guy, I need Leah on this project. Like, I need Leah on this project. It has to happen. So I came up with what I felt would be the perfect vibe for us to share. And I did the first part of it, did the intro and the hook. She laid the verse. I did my verse. They sent it back. I went crazy. I was like jumping, bouncing off the walls, like losing my mind, like this one, we're out of here. And I get back to Yankee. I had a dream about this. So I called my producer. I'm like, save the files. Save the files. He's like, God, I got you, bro. I got you, bro. A week later, hey! Oh, it was a new day again. A new day again. Ugo, you must record that again. So I had to do my verse again. It's cool though, you know. This is why we, you know, you do repetition. We're good at what we do, so it's fine, shot. But I knew it was gonna happen. But nonetheless, I got my verse done. I sent it back to Zachy. He turned it in. Everything was packaged and nothing spoiled. Everything there, alright. But for all you artists out there, save your files twice. twice. 3 times in fact, if you want to be safe. Like, kind of anxiety that I got from that, you don't even get it.
Moving on to the next one, we have Ibadi Praise. How was this song created?
I wanted like a street anthem. I needed something for the street, you know, so I told Zaki, like, production, I needed to be dark. I needed to feel like, you know, something wrong is about to happen. And it was a collaborative song, you know. He definitely played a hand and guided some of the melodies. Like, I was just stuck. I was like, check out little baby. Me, I don't know Yoruba like that, so he showed me a lot of Yoruba, especially for this song. He was like, guys, just like, so then we just started going like that, and then eventually we just started filling it in, you know, in terms of the melodies. And then, you know, he gave me the formula. If it was more like, okay, you have to, this is the step-by-step process, how to do it, and then you just carry your goals. So like, once that was done, I did my part. That day, everybody was in the studio. It was a packed house. So like, as soon as we finished it, we probably playing the song for like 3 hours. It's like, the whole room is just filled. Everybody's going crazy. Like, we knew that one was out of here. Like, you already crazy. My job.
Last but not least, we have Magic. How is it performing this song on stage and have people actually sing along to it?
Oh my gosh, it's magical. No, but it's one of those things where I was like, Magic. I like, out of all the songs on the project, that one took the most work to rehearse and, you know, prepare to perform. So like, to see that one being what a lot of people are gravitating towards, it makes the work worth it. Where the effort that was put in is like, it's making sense, like it's translating, you know. So, you know, Magic, that's a special song. Me, I enjoy performing it. I enjoy performing all of my songs. I feel like creating the music, it's like how it's put together. You gotta create the space where you can breathe when you perform, but like, you know, you want to sing songs that people will be singing back to you. That's how you know it's like translating and it's making sense.
So what more can we expect from you?
Project coming soon. You know, we've been harping on this one, but like, I love making music in bulk. So just know that as projects coming, more production, like, you know, more everything, more life, more merch. You don't get this one from outsiders. Like, yeah, you got a lot. You just have to stay tuned, you know. So anyway, anyhow, my people are there with you.
And what advice would you give to other artists who are also up and coming?
Rule number 1, if you don't believe, then you're already lost. You've already lost. So like, there has to be an undying spirit towards your brand, your craft, your sound, your mission, your purpose. You have to just, you know, believe in it, like, where it's an obsession. And even if you're crazy, but you're the only person, like, that's the only way it's gonna work. That's the only way you can, like, attract the people that's gonna actually help you to get you where you need to be. But it's that belief. Like, there can't be any doubt. So once you start having doubt, chances are only getting slimmer. So believe.
And for our last question of the night, let's do a fun facts question. What's one award that you would like right now?
If I can wake up tomorrow morning to an envelope or a package of a box and there's a trophy of some sort, it would be for Magic to be on a film winning an Oscar. Yeah, I want an Oscar. I like the way that trophy looks. I want, you know, Grammys are cool, but let me get an Oscar, let me get an Emmy. Let me get a Peace Award.
That's all my questions. Thank you so much, UgoBoy.
Thank you for having me. You know, I did with you, Nigeria's favorite Yankee signing in. Let's see, go.